Today I will. So today I will spend time writing about my day. Do you journal? I journal. I journal a lot. I've been doing it for years. And this is going to just be a coffee chat. Anyway, wanted to talk to you a little bit today talk with you today about journaling and how you attract what you perceive in your life. So, some of the positive things about journaling is it gets your feelings down on the paper and out of your head, which is a good thing. It helps you let go of past hurts. You can talk to people in your journal that you really wouldn't talk to. If somebody has hurt you, you can have a whole dialogue in your journal with them and say what it is you would like to say to them to release whatever bad feelings have happened to you because of an interaction with them or something they said or did. So that's a really positive point of journaling. And it also helps you organize your thoughts rather than everything swirling around in there randomly. Even if you journal at night when you're laying in bed and all of a sudden you have a million thoughts going through your mind and you can't sleep anyway, get yourself a little night light, something above your bed, and a notebook that you journal in. Take it to bed with you, and then you can write your thoughts down, and then I'll bet you after you get all that out, you'll be able to sleep better. Another thing that you can do with a journal, in the same journal, when you wake up in the morning, you can write down your dreams, and your dreams can tell you a lot. I have a dream book, and your dreams are symbols. I'm sure you all know this, but there's certain symbols that represent certain things. Like if you're dreaming about a car is usually your vehicle. It's your body. Same thing with a house. It's really interesting. So that's another thing that a journal is useful for. You can write all these things down, and then you can analyze how your mind works and what it's trying to work out, because a lot of times we work out our problems when we're sleeping and dreaming. So that's a positive thing of journaling as well. I really can't think of anything negative about journaling other than maybe somebody finding your journal and reading it, because it's a private thing, and you really shouldn't do that. Read somebody else's journal unless they ask you to. I know I went through a very dark period in my life where one of my children had a very bad accident. Thank God he's recovered, and I'm so grateful for that, but our family almost lost him. And I journaled in a book about it. I still have that journal, but I don't read it. I have it, and I can't bring myself to throw it away, but I can't bring myself to read it either. So it helped me get through that period, and it's in the past where it belongs. So it can help you get through dark periods in your life. And it can also help you remember really wonderful times in your life, because sometimes we forget that. And so journaling is a great thing. I don't have anything negative to say about it. So another thing I wanted to talk about is being mindful of your desires and wants. When you're in a rush to get something, and whether it's a big decision in your life, um, like, let's see, I have some examples here, like getting married or adopting a pet or having a child. And some of these things are life's most joyous experiences, but you also have to consider the negative side of everything. So it might be a good idea before you make a major life decision to write a pro and con list and at least be aware of the things that may potentially not come into your thoughts when you're in such a rush to do something. If I marry this man, um, what's going to be the downside of it? I won't have much alone time if that's important to you. I have to share my home with someone, um, or a pet. If you get a pet, yes, you're going to love that pet and you're going to love having them with you, but am I going to be traveling? And, what can I do with my pet? Because you don't want to end up putting them in a shelter and then they're homeless. So you have to be mindful not only of all the positive things that you want in your life, but the negative things that come with it. And then you make an informed decision of, yes, it does have some negative connotations to it, but those things I can deal with, and I want to go ahead and marry this man or adopt this pet or have this child, whatever it is you desire. So I wanted to say too that so many people in our society sort of has this connotation to it. It's like a negative thing that if you quit something, you're a quitter. You're a failure, you're a quitter, you don't follow through on things and yada, yada, yada. But that is not always the case. Sometimes quitting is just changing course. It's something that in the past that you made a decision that you wanted to do or have or go or whatever, and it's just not working for you. Perfect example of that is a relationship that's gone bad. If it's not working for you anymore or for the other person that you're in a relationship with, there's nothing wrong with saying, I quit. This is not what I want in my life anymore, and changing directions. So, one is stuck in the past and the other is in the present. So, if something isn't working for you anymore, quitting doing that is the best decision, and for your happiness. And don't feel bad, so you quit doing something. So what? You're going to start doing something else. And if that's working for you, that's wonderful. And if and when it doesn't work for you anymore, then let it go. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that is a key to happiness. Just stop doing it. Nothing in life is static. Everything has a beginning and everything has an end. Whether it's something you always loved to do in the past or, something you're doing in the present that you are not going to be doing in the future, everything has a beginning and an end. I mean, even God is the Alpha and the Omega. So, it's all part of the plan. Let's see, what else? What other little tidbit do I have for you? Oh, I did this a long time ago and I still don't do it. I stopped watching the news. for me, now this is just for me personally, I know a lot of people love to watch the news, but there's nothing that I can do if something bad happens to somebody somewhere except make me feel bad, you know. And if I didn't know that something happened to that person somewhere, I wouldn't know about it, and it wouldn't impact my happiness, and it wouldn't make me anxious, and it wouldn't make me sad, because situations like that, there's nothing you can do about it. And all it does, a lot of the news is, as we know, it's bad news. They don't focus on uplifting stories most of the time. Every once in a while, they throw one in there, but usually it's negative, negative, negative. This one killed that one hurt that one. Oh, it just goes on and on. So I totally stopped watching the news. Another thing is, if if a certain movie uh, genre upsets you, then don't watch those movies. Don't watch those TV shows. Don't read those books. Find things that bring you pleasure and enjoyment, and let the other stuff go. So that's just another key to happiness, I think. Um, so, in a nutshell, anything that makes you feel anxious and depressed is probably not a good thing for you to continue to do. I have one more thing that I wanted to go over. If I can find it, here it is. I always have to make notes. I carry this notebook around with me, and it's just YouTube ideas and things I want to talk about. This is not my journal that I do journal in, but this is just something else. I love to write things down. So this is something that I do when I have something that I think might be helpful that I want to say. So the other thing that I want to talk about is feeling stuck. And so many of us feel stuck in our lives. And the only thing keeping us stuck, I mean, unless you've done something really bad and you're in prison, then you're stuck. But, you know, everything has consequences. But we as human beings, a lot of times keep ourselves stuck. This is how I've always done it. This is how I'm going to continue to do it. I hate it, but you know, it is what it is. So don't be stuck. Take a step outside of the stuck area, the stuck box. Take a step outside. You know, you don't need to do it all at once, and then take another step and another step and another step to get yourself unstuck. And do what it is you have to do. Talk to people that have a different perspective than you have. Go online, read things to change your perception if you aren't happy with something. There's a lot of wonderful YouTube videos out there with creators that come up with very almost life-changing tips. So go on YouTube and watch different creators and see what they have to say. And then take a step to change what it is that you feel stuck in. If you're stuck in a financial hole, don't continue to, you know, spend money foolishly. Even if you're only saving 50 cents and then you're saving $1, you know, you're still in the right direction. If you're in a bad relationship and you feel like you're stuck, you know, take a step to either get out of that relationship. If the other person is willing, take steps together to find help. And if that doesn't work, then you have to go solo and just venture out on your own. And you don't need to do it all at once, but if you can, that's great too. So you need to unstick yourself. And I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but it can be done. But you have to work on it. And just complaining about it doesn't help. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help the people around you. But action. It requires action. So I think that's all I have for you today. I'm still working on that video, $25 for 2 weeks of groceries. And I think I'm about done with it, and I may post that later on today or tomorrow. And I've come up with some menus that I think are palatable and even maybe delicious. So stay tuned for that. And that's all I have for you today. All right, my friends, I love you. Try journaling. Have fun with journaling. A journal can be fun. And I wish you abundant blessings, and I'll see you next time.